Hi guys, Artiar here. So for today's video, we'll be going through the PvP tier list for 3.3.1, which is provided by Bravel and the other Grandmasters member. They did a discussion together, and then this is the final tier list they came out for PvP wise. It is for like point war, for like KO matches or RTA. So you already know that RTA is coming soon, and most probably you might want to follow this tier list and give yourself an idea of on what kind of Esper you should build with it. And yeah, and in case you guys didn't know who Bravel is, you most probably look if you really notice the world leaderboard, you always see his name either top 1 or top 2 in like KO matches or like event trial, high score, or like the previous event we have like is the Chimera anomaly. We can see his name there. You can also see like Little Will with him like fighting for top 1 or top 2, right? Yeah, and this PvP tier list is based on the Espers R6. Cause you can't really go through like R2, R4, R6 and you want to compete them. Just make everyone R6 and we discuss about them in the their fully potential, which is the R6, right? So I'll just straight away go through to the meta Esper and the SSS tier. I won't really go through to the SS rank, the S rank, A rank, and the no rank. I won't go through for them because it will take a lot of time to really go through every single Esper in the game now. And yeah, so the meta Esper we have here, which is TA. The reason why TA become the meta now because the AP swap, the highest AP percentage of the enemy swap with the lowest AP percentage of your ally, and the AP swap bypass immunity. In case you didn't know, and TA's dispel, and also absorb 30% of each enemy AP and distribute evenly to all your allies. And her S2 gives stun, gives speed down, and also absorb AP. S1 also absorb AP, and she have a speed lead. And with her resonant here, her S1 can, other than just absorbing the AP, she also grants your all AP boost by 10%, and her R4 give her speed plus 20 when there's ability on cooldown, and her S3 instead of distribute the AP, it just become a pure AP boost 30%, which is very strong. It AP down the enemy and also AP boosts your whole team by 30%. Then we have Ethan. Ethan Ethan has become very strong because after her R2, it gives at the start of the combat all allies gain magic tune, and the magic tune is giving crit rate, crit damage, reduce the chance of getting critical hit by 20%, and also the speed plus 20. This is huge because if you're playing a speed cleave, you want to go first, right? But without an R2 Ethan, and if the enemy have R2 Ethan, enemy speed straight away bypass you by 20 because of the Ethan itself. That's why Ethan skills very well. And also Ethan gives the panic gaze, which can deal damage and also reduce the CD. So it's also a very good counter against Jiang Julie. And her R6 giving this R6 is very unique. So whenever an enemy use AP boost skill, and the total of AP boost of 50% will give to his all ally also. So imagine enemy using AP boost, and then because of you are having an R6 Ethan, your whole team also getting AP boost by 50%. So you might actually counter back by having R6 Ethan. Then we have Tabber because you know Tabber is not broken. He have the scaling damage. All this passive is so low, like higher attack, then deals extra true damage to all enemy, the overkill damage. And if you're higher defense, I ignore your defense. If you are the max HP, I deals extra true damage up to 600% attack. And the S3 dispel all buff and also absorb all their AP. And her resonance give him like 100% critical crit rate. And then the R6 give a pursuit chance for Tabber. So Tabber is definitely the meta in PvP and PvE, both sides. And then Nusi is always the broken Esper because of her AoE dispel, multi-hit dispel, multi-hit ability cooldown, and also he can able to reset your allies skill, giving them speed up, and also AP down AoE because of the paper tailspin. And if you have just the Nusi itself, like R0 is already broken, you doesn't even need all those resonant here, right? Then Champagne. Champagne is a very good support Esper. She's broken because she gives a lot of different kind of buff that gives your team strong. So you mostly use her for cleave team because you want to one-shot the enemy, and Champagne's buff is able to provide your team to have the ability to one-shot the enemy. So she is mostly using on cleave team. Then we have Changji. Changji is very good because of the AP, not AP, the HP swapping. S3 here, you see? Trigger the mirror effect, you select one ally, and then you change the HP when you are R2. So in PvP, you will be seeing a lot of Changji, and Changji deals massive damage, even higher than, even though he's a support, but he deals, the damage that he deals is even higher than other fighter in game. And mostly you want Changji in your tank team or Exodia team, and Changji is able to swap the HP, which is really a game changer because it will be able to turn the table just by Changji himself. Then Lian is the other broken Esper. The reason why Lian is broken because her shield is so thick that you can't even kill them, and then her Dream Bubble buff give the enemy miss rate 25%, which is very huge for this part. And every time your ally gets hit one time, they heal 10% of Lian's max HP. Is giving your whole team the Genie effect. Because Genie is so strong because of her self heal also, right? Then Lian giving your whole team that effect, which is very strong. And if you R6 her at the start of the combat, she'll be having the Dream Bubble for 2 turns already. So with Lian in your team, it kind of make the enemy unable to cleave you because of the Dream Bubble effect. They reduce the enemy's power by the miss rate up, and even though they really manage to kill one of your unit, it will revive them because of this Dream Bubble, and if your lane is R2 or above, Lian will straight away get another turn, and Lian can recast the protective form, and the whole team will get another 2 turn of Dream Bubble with the shield effect. So Lian is the other broken Esper now. And then Cecilia is the streamer that can revive everyone. Where is it? So even though now Taver is like everyone is using because Taver can make your unit cannot revive, but Cecilia still plays her role very well because she can heal, she deals AoE revive effect when she dies or maybe cast manually. So she still have her position here and she's still broken, fighting all those non-Taver enemy. Okay, and Iliad here is the new broken Esper. If you are R6, your S3 effect won't miss and cannot be resisted. So it's 100% trigger. And Iliad here is able to extend all their ability cooldown to the max turn number, inflicting taunt, gain himself crit resist, and it attacks 2 enemy, which is one you target it hits one on the target enemy, and one more hit is the random enemy. So 2 of them will get max ability cooldown. It's like Nusi, but not AoE. It's 2 of them only, and also dispel all their buff. So it's guaranteed hit if you are R6. And he will also reduce his own cooldown. He also reduce his own cooldown by 1 turn every time he get 1 hit. Then Height R6 is also one of the broken one because this one. At the start of combat, you gain 10 stack of this the Breath of Deep, and Height cannot get debuff. Hyde cannot get uh Hyde cannot get debuff, and he can self revive. And if you build him with Hades with Avatara, he can also become immortal because keep counter attack and recovering back his HP. If you build him with War Machine to make him the highest HP, highest attack in the game, in your team, Taver will target the Hyde first because of the AI. He will target the Hyde first and try to kill the Hyde, and the revive. This one, where is it? Here, enemy kills by Taver can't be revived, but Hyde revive doesn't count as a revive. It's more like he cannot die, and he will recover 50% of the HP. This one, when taking fatal damage for the first time, survive and restore HP. So the survive keyword here is not you die and you revive. It just maintain you won't die and you recover back the HP. So it may actually mess up with enemies Taver AI in in terms of like knockout matches or point one matches, because you cannot manual your Taver. Then Jin Yu Yao is one of the broken unit as well, because Jin Yu Yao she cannot be controlled, and she can transfer all the debuff from your ally to the target enemy, and also dispelling all their buff and reduce the AP. And her passive will keep giving her AP boost when your ally get debuffed by the enemy. And every time when she move, you recover HP and also dispel one buff, which is very good. And especially in R6 here, when an ally is inflicted with stun, incapacitate, which means it's like stun, right? So your ability cooldown also minus by 1, so you can actually rotate your S3 a lot more often. Then Sally is one of, if you manage to R6 her, when start of the combat, will gain the Sweet Harvest, and you can actually move when you're having this effect. So Sweet Harvest is all allied take minus 25% damage, which makes a lot of cleave team not able to cleave your team if you have a R6 Sally because of the damage reduction. And you are able to move with your Sweet Harvest state, which means you can use this, dispel all the debuff, redistribute HP, gains recovery and attack up. All this thing is very good. And also the Sweet Harvest effect give your team able to dispel one of the debuff and also heal them. So R6 Sally is very good for a tank team. Okay, R6 Genie. Genie is able to self-heal herself whenever she get a hit, and the heal amount is scaling with her own HP loss. Where is it? Here. Heals when taking a hit. The healing amount is 60% of her lost HP. And also it will reflect a true damage attack whenever she gets a hit. And when you are R2, when you cast S2, you can gain an extra turn, so you can straight away flow into the S3 to hit enemy 5 times. Most probably you can use Geno to kill any kind of wind type Esper. She's like very good counter to Ahmed or maybe Hyde. Then the other one is Hilda. The reason why Hilda is so strong because of the deep sleep. Every time the enemy takes a turn, they will get sleep and poison first. So imagine like if you cast the deep sleep first, whenever enemy move, they sleep. They can't even do anything unless they are on immunity or they resist the sleep buff. Because the sleep is able to resist, it just won't miss. The passive is won't miss if the target accuracy is not above hers, but is able to resist. And for her R6, makes her able to have the deep sleep effect at the start of the combat, and the sleep won't be moved by any damage, which is very strong. This is for the meta wise in PvP. And the other SSS unit here means they are also superior in PvP, just that they are not the meta unit. But you still see a lot of people using this kind of Esper. Like Clara, I'm still using her. Oli, I'm still using her. Guys, I'm still using her. Raven is like for the cleave unit, right? So here is my like tank team or maybe cleave, then this is my cleave. Okay, maybe you wonder like why Phantom Sister is here. You have no idea how good is Phantom Sister's S3. The AP reduction here is massive. It's very high. It gives the enemy miss rate up. It gives your ally defend up. So enemies AP down, so you have take more turn, and they have miss rate up, so they deals less damage, and you have defend up even lesser damage. And Phantom Sister is able to revive your unit and heal your unit, and also giving them speed up. And her S1 also give AP down, which is massive. So imagine like you fight the enemy, your Phantom Sister already AP down them, and your whole team gains a lot of different kind of buff. Then Unas is here because Unas is the Shimmer Esper that is and it's also the fastest speed Esper in the game, right? In terms of base speed and the Ascension's speed. And Ashley here is mostly used for like the speed cleave team, but you scared you get outspeed. Ashley may have a chance to make your team able to turn the table because of her AP boost effect, the Rainbow Bridge. Whenever you get a crit, your whole team get AP push. Brewster is one of the best unit for cleaver because Brewster's when your Brewster is R2, he gain the reload attack, and whenever you hit one time, Brewster is able to assist with the S1. And if you are R6 Brewster, the assist become two rockets. Then Tricky is here because of the Dispel, because of the debuff extension, and the passive that can reduce the max H, not reduce max HP, deals max HP damage whenever the enemy dispel the buff. Then Abigail, you also see her a lot because of her revive, because of her AP push, because of her shield, because of her the buff that she can provide. Gabriel is also here is because of her multi-hit, AoE immunity, defend up, and also defend down on the enemy. And if you build her with like stun set, she can be also a CC unit. Then Senia here is because of the AP clear, which is very strong, cause it's 100% AP down, and also have a chance to inflict stun. And if you are R6, the stun is 2 turn. It's a very good AP clear and also a very good buffer because her S2 give attack up and speed up. Then here, Everett here is one of my favorite unit as well for tank team because of her counter. The counter attack is high, also can heal your whole team, also deals miss rate up, and also they have damage reduction from his S3 while it's on cooldown. Then Leora here because of her massively high damage. She deals AoE damage and single target damage. She also gives your team standoff, which is a very good buff, especially when you are dealing with tank team. Not tank teams, like especially if your unit is like very squishy, and the standoff buff may actually save your whole team. Ahmed here is very strong as well because Ahmed heals, Ahmed give the passively attack and the speed up, and most importantly when fighting like high target, right, it can recover back your max HP cap. This one, the max HP penalty restore back their max HP capacity, which is very strong too. And if you build Ahmed with stun set, Ahmed can be also a CC unit. Then Intisa here because of the stealth Intisa have, and Intisa is able to deal single target damage and also AoE damage. Then the rest wise, the SS, the S tier, A tier, and no tier, you can look it by yourself. And yeah. But before I end, my PvP knowledge isn't that deep compared to my PvE because my PvE skill is better than my PvP skill in terms of knowledge wise. And yeah, so if you guys like the video, please give a like and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. It really helps my channel grow, and hope the video actually give you guys idea or knowledge. And before I end the video, special thanks to Bravel again and the Grandmasters for sharing the tier list for PvP. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.